Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into the biggest of them all, Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is our Let's Play against the devilish Mr. Lodrick, and it is now March 29th, 1942. March is almost drawing to a close here. You can see the moonlight is at 92%. Moonlight is for lovers out over the Pacific. We are going to do our usual, go look at the stats, kind of look around the map a little bit, and then do a deep dive into central and northern China. But for right now, we're hovering over the beautiful Hawaiian Islands. You can see we've got a continuous supply that goes out to Midway, a couple of little one-point ships that go out there and make sure Midway's got some supply. We've got some patrol gunboats here. You can see we've got things heading south out of the Hawaiian Islands, going to various places. We will eventually make it over here and go deep diving into everything that's going on out in this area. Last time we touched on it a little bit, but this time let's go look at the stats first, and then we'll get over. We'll do kind of a grand overview, go look over the map, and then we will get into China. All right. Sorties 59.75 for the Allies, 84.84 for the Japanese. You can see they've now run 447,000 for the campaign. We took 2 air-to-air losses, the Japanese none, 0 destroyed on the field for either side. The Japanese did have 4 destroyed by flak. Operational losses, we outnumbered 12-5 there. Right now, he's sitting on a major victory, that being the Japanese player, Mr. Lodrick. Not unusual for this time of the game. Obviously, the Japanese are ascendant. You're just trying to slow them down. Are we doing a good enough job of that? Probably not right now. We got to put up the stop sign. Political points 230 as those start to build up, so we can get yet another regiment off of the U.S. West Coast. The Japanese score is 18,536. The Allied score 7,740. I would say that's probably about the most I've ever been behind. There have been times it's probably been in this vicinity. It's certainly normal to be behind, let's say, 15,000 or 16,000 to 8,000. It's something in that range during this time of the game. But Lodrick has obviously hit a lot more ships than I'm used to losing, and has really ground us up on the ground in China. No pun intended. The ground in China. Okay, he's probably a little slower through the Dutch East Indies than some people would be, but he, seems to have focused maybe a little bit more on China than some other people do. Those are general reflections. I have no idea what his priorities are. Allied bases controlled. We are now behind the Japanese. Japanese have 421. We have 417. Now you can see the points we control is quite a bit more for the bases, but behind in total bases themselves. Allied aircraft points lost. Okay, 1283 to 803. That's nothing. This is the big one. 8161 on the ground that we have lost. Ouch. Allied ship sunk. 435 for a point total of 3774. And let's go and see what we lost last turn. Well, we lost the Kandala, a British ship that was out by North Mail. The Frisia, 4-point ship. Okay, so an AP, a transport for 12. A Corvette for 4, both British ships. Then we lost a Dutch AS. Now, this is the kind of stuff that hurts. Not that you need this ship. I mean, like, this ship doesn't really matter uh, as far as like winning the war, but when you're playing a game that based on points, when you lose a 26-point ship you don't give a damn about, that's not great. And so, you got to kind of try to get as many of these off the map, unless you're actually going to be using them for something. I mean, it's a submarine tender. Do we need a submarine tender right now? No. I would say take all of your submarine tenders and get them off the map. Maybe keep one down in the Southwest Pacific for your American subs, just on the off chance you may need it. But one mistake I made in this game is not getting all of this stuff just off the map. It'll save you a lot of points. We also lost another British AP here, the Santhia. Now, that was all at North Mail, right off of Ceylon, Colombo, right in that area. There's that little island North Mail. They were trying to book it out of there, but the Japanese carriers were about. Um, they didn't get hit by carriers though. They did torpedoes here, and well, they this one did. It got hit by a bomb. Okay, let's go back and check out the Japanese that we know about have lost 9 vessels for 52 points. List top pilots. Hey, look at that. CAC Stone, our guy. He's up to 6. Now that is that's an ace plus 1. Carey and Brooks also have 5, so we have 3 aces right now. They're still all operating Hurricane 2B Trops, which means they're either well, 2 of these guys are in the 17th Squadron. Carey is in the 135th. They're either at Colombo or Rangoon. I just can't remember off the top of my head. And you can see here the 135th also has 2 other guys, Wapiti and Fowl, who are sitting on 4. So, okay, and we moved Grover back to TRACOM to be a training guy. He's so dang good. He's got an 81 experience, although Stone's sitting there at 84. Goes to show you, if you go down this list, you can see, your 80s are up here or your high 70s. It gets a little jumbled in here, but generally speaking, if you get guys up into the 70s, they're going to be, very effective pilots. We just don't have many of them right now. Ship availability. Let's see what's coming in. We haven't talked about this in just a little bit. So there we go, the old double sort. And in one day, we get a little AMC, we get the submarine, the drum, and AO is coming into Cristobal, but none of this stuff's that exciting. It was a bunch of support vessels. We do get some British destroyers, the Foxhound and the Inconstant. That name always cracks me up. I was going to say Incontinent, but I didn't want you guys running for the Mucilax. Other than that, let's see, one of those those light cruisers that's an AA specialist. You see some more submarines here, quite a few transports coming in at Balboa. Those are always welcome, certainly. Okay. And then let's see, ground reinforcement schedule. Let's see what we have coming in. The China Command, the NCAC, is coming in 3 days. That'll go out kind of south and to the west. Fourth it comes in at Sayung. The Fourth Indian Corps, another headquarters unit, will be coming in at Madras. Then you see AHQ Bengal comes in at Calcutta. It's directly underneath, the overall headquarters in India. This is just the Bengal portion of it. Um, 8th Marine Defense Battalion. I always like those defense battalions. 9th Marine Regiment. And this is already part of Pacific Fleet, so we don't have to buy it out. It does show up in San Diego, so we will have to ship it out. And then we get all of those British brigades here in at Aden, and that's very exciting because we need to get those over near Burma. That's where I'm going to have them operate, certainly. Okay, cool. I think that's, well, wait a minute. I wanted to look at that. The 26th Indian Division comes in at Madras, 314 on the assault value. That comes in shortly in 3 days. So nice. We get that as well. You can see some more American kind of smaller regiments coming in there. Okay, cool. That's the ground, ship availability. I'm not going to do the aircraft reinforcement schedule. We'll see those come onto the map. Okay, let's go do a big grand overview. I'm just going to go down here to the mini map. This is where we lost the ships here, right out by North Mail, and you can see there's still one trying to float out of here. The decoy little destroyer is out here. It's an 8-point ship, or no, it's got an 8 anti-submarine. Its victory value is only 6, much like most destroyers. Not a huge victory value. Now they're trying to get this to come around to Cochin. I think we're going to have this go straight up to Bombay. I'm not sure why we would try to be, looping around. Let's see what kind of speed this thing still has. It's got an 8. I don't, who knows if this thing can get away. We're just going to take the shortest path to try to get to Bombay that we can. We could go direct north and then over. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just have them go direct north, although really don't think. So you just go to use waypoints, set waypoint 1. We'll do it, kind of directly west of Bombay so that it goes north. Oh, look at that though. Whenever this happens, pro tip, whenever you put in a waypoint or you put in something, you want it to go to Bombay and it goes like this and then it goes whoop. That's because the AI has detected enemy ships in this area. So I put the waypoint up here. So this should just go straight up here and then straight over here. No, it's there's something it's detecting out here, and it's going to try to avoid it. So let's take the waypoints off. We're probably going to lose the ship anyway. Don't I mean, we could try to send it maybe up this way to avoid it. We could try to come straight into Cochin, but he's had a lot of submarine activity here. We could try to make it over to Mangalore. Let's see what happens when we try to set this at Mangalore. Does it? Yeah, it'll go straight in there. Well, it's the closest port. You know, Whenever it was originally going to Cochin, it wanted to do one of these, meaning something's probably right in this area. So let's just try to get it over to Mangalore. We may as well, and see if we can get this thing to live. Please live. We've got a lot of submarines out here. These are all Dutch submarines. I was trying to catch his carrier force, coming down and through. I've also got a submarine, or a couple of British submarines, just sitting here laying in wait, hoping that carrier group comes back through here and sets it off like a landmine. These are, well, we got a few battleships. Now, this is the group that came in, bombarded Rangoon, hit some planes, and etc. We need to move these planes. These planes got chewed up last time, you may remember. Let's see, how many of them are. Yeah, we've lost 41 air to air in the Flying Tigers. We've lost 12 here, just sitting on the airfield. Well, no, one on the ground. This was from the bombardment. We've got plenty of ready pilots. We've got no damage. Only 3 of these planes left. No, we've got 9 serviceable planes here. 1 in maintenance. We lost quite a bit of that in bombardment as well. We have got 13 left here. These I'm all going to transfer, and it's just a matter of where we want to take them. I think I'm going to take them to Akyab. There's 24 in support at Akyab. It's a level 3. Let's just confirm that and go over. Here's Akyab right there. Level 3 airfield could build into a 6. That seems like the obvious place to take them. We have got to get them out of Rangoon. He is now in that hex, so we're going to have to get him up to Akyab. Now, the other place you could take him is potentially, Mandalay's got a level 2 airfield, but I've already got the command here at Prome of the 221. You can see it here. He bombed the heck out of it last time under Stevenson here. DF Stevenson. He bombed the hell out of it. I'm going to try to get it up to Akyab. So, I mean, we're just going to set the March objective up there, get the command up there, and try to get the aeroplanes up that way. Okay, so he's got some battleships there. He's got a bunch of cruisers there. He's got his carriers here. So this destroyer is not long for the world. He's also got a bunch of carriers here. So he came out here trying to catch, a bunch of stuff coming into Colombo. He got a few ships. He got that damn AS, which I, should have gotten off the map much earlier. That's 26 points in the bank. In the bank. We only have recon aircraft here at North Mail, float planes, the Walrus 2. There's only one of them out here. Look, he can move so fast. He comes through the strait, in 2-day turns, boop, 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 boop. He's here. There's just not a whole hell of a lot you can do about it. He's there before you can react to it at all. And that is, I guess the downside of 2-day turns. I actually prefer this over 1-day turns, though. 1-day turns can get a little too it's just a little too slow moving. 3-day turns, I just think makes the game unrealistic. So I think 2-day turns is perfect. So I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying that's the reality of the situation. He can move from the strait down here, the Strait of Malacca, and be at Colombo before, when we get our next turn. And so it's just something you gotta deal with and be used to. It does cut a little bit of the recon importance out, not completely, as you saw when we got surprised at Bombay, but it cuts a little bit of it out because these carriers move so fast that whether you detect them or not maybe becomes slightly less important. Although recon's still the most important thing in this game. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink. Hold on. All right, back with you. You probably didn't miss a beat, but man, I've been talking so fast there. I was like, man, I've got to get a drink. Okay, we got stuff coming through out of Cape Town. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the grand overview. The big points here are here. This is his Indian Ocean carrier groups. We don't have any other shipping that's down here. I've gotten it all the rest of it out. At Colombo itself, we've got a decent number of planes. I mean, I'm not going to sell it. Certainly, you can see we've got Hurricane 1B Trops. We've got 12 of them that are pilots, but we've only got 4 ready planes. We've got 11 Hurricane 2Bs. Yeah, we've got 11 that are ready. Um, there, we've, so we've got some torpedo planes, 7 of those that are ready, Catalinas, Blenheims, Albacores. So all in all, we've got about 15 fighters over the top of Colombo. Do we have anything else here? Nope, it's gone. Well, we've got these 3 ships that are in repair right now. They got hit the first time he came by. The second time back by, he could probably finish them off. I'm not sure if he's going to want to follow up on it. I mean, they're not very high value point value ships, but he wouldn't necessarily know that, so he may try to finish those off. Let's see. Okay, so the big news is he is now in at Rangoon. We've got 725 of strength here. We've got the let's see. Let's click on Rangoon. We've got the fortifications up to a 3. It's not going to be enough. I mean, he's got over 100,000 men attacking Rangoon. He's also moved up the road here in Burma to Tanggu, which he'll easily be able to take. We're going to have to ball up our forces a little bit, but eventually out here in Burma, we're going to have to do the same thing we're going to have to do in China, which is fight a guerrilla type war. As we move down, he's just outside of Palembang. He's now taken Sabolga. We're trying to get past him and get to Padang. So you see our units here. Pretty much everything we have left in the north of Sumatra is part of this group, and we've got to try to get past him onto this road and hightail it to Padang. Who hasn't said that once in their life? I'm going to hightail it to Padang. Palembang's in trouble. As we get down here in the Dutch East Indies, he's taken the whole island of Java, except we've got a few units down here in the southeast corner. And then up here we've got Batavia, where we do have 922 of assault strength, and we've got a fort level of 4 building towards a 5. So we should be able to inflict some losses on him, but we're not going to be able to stop him, of course. He's going to have a 150,000 man army. We've also got some forces here to Jilajap. You can see the assault strength is 183, not enough to do anything here really. We got a fortification level of 2. I think he knocked it down from a 3 to a 2 during his latest attack. Got some subs out here. Got a sub there, got a subgroup there, I got a subgroup, here, obvious places where he may come through. Now, these are in the shallow water, so they're easier to detect, but I'm trying to put him in high traffic areas. Looks like he's got a task force moving here, a bunch of destroyers. He's essentially taken all of the Philippines. I think you can say the Philippines have fallen, as has Papua New Guinea. We get into Australia. I'm moving some things from Darwin. These are actually air support commands, and so we're moving them. What do we have here? This is the overall ABDA command, which was set up in Darwin. I'm taking it to Townsville. We also have this engineering group. This is the 10th RAAF Wing Engineer Unit. So they add 75 of aviation support. So I'm taking them to Charters Towers so we can start flying a lot more planes out of Townsville, Charters Towers. I mean, that's the next line of attack, right? That's where you jump over and start trying to take Australia if you can. I don't know if we're gonna, I don't know if he's got the cojones to do that. We'll see. I don't know. He's had a lot. He's got cojones the size of beach balls so far in this game. So we'll see. What does he have out here? Bunch of destroyers. All right. Well, what do I have out here? We have got two battleships. Oh, did these guys get in a scrap? Yes. The Ramillies and the Resolution are out here. We ran into these destroyers, and I've been trying to get them to fight. I want to fight because we've got them outgunned. We've got two British destroyers, two light cruisers, and two did I say destroyers? No, two battleships, the Ramillies and the Resolution, two light cruisers, and two destroyers. Let's go. I mean, that's he got off some shots at us last time and hit the battleships. I don't think we did much damage. I think we destroyed one destroyer. I'm trying to think off the top of my head how that battle went. I just don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a few days. Well, you can see all of our traffic here coming in. I've now routed it south, southern of Perth or south of Perth. It's coming into Albany or Esperance now. They're south of Perth. Moving around, we've got some stuff that's moving back up the coast, but we got to be careful. He's obviously got quite a bit of power there. We've got all kinds of stuff moving out here in the Tasman Sea. You can see things coming into Auckland. We've got things out here at Nomaya. Always dangerous because his carriers can get here literally in a day and a half and then bomb this before we can do anything about it. But you've got to send ships up there, so try to send 1 or 2 point ships if you can. That's there. I gave you a big tip. Send 1 or 2 point ships when you can. Well, sometimes you can't. You don't have enough of those. Sometimes you got to send, bigger transports. Well, okay. I mean, you're going to lose some ships. That's just the name of the game. Let's see. Only one ship sighted there. Yeah, we don't really know where his carriers are out here. We don't see them, or at least I don't see them anywhere. Uh, yeah, I don't see them. I don't see him. You can see we got some stuff moving south of Perrin, moving out towards Pago, Suva. We've got these ships in at Nomaya. I'm running those from Auckland to Nomaya. I always find that a little bit safer. It's just the way I do it. I usually bring stuff into Auckland and then take 1 or 2 point ships north from Auckland. And if those get destroyed, well, it doesn't hurt you quite as much. We should have done that a little earlier, but that's what I'm doing now. What else? I think that's probably pretty good. Let's get up into China. Now, when I left you last time, we were really having a grand old time. Where's my pencil? There it is. We were having a grand old. Oh gosh, darn it! The map moved up too much. Hold on. We were drawing on the map, and this wasn't your kid's kindergarten class. This is just talking about the various commands. Now, let's see if I can get this right to get the pencil down there. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. So we were talking about Fourth War area. Fourth War is out in this area, both here and here, right? Third War area is here. Ninth War area is here. I think I can't remember which one is here. Sixth War area is in I Chang. The Central Reserve, the big overall command is back here in Chungking. And now we're going to move into the center and the north. We'll talk just slightly here about Changsha. Uh, Changsha, he says, there we go, Changsha. Perfect. There is Ninth War Area. You can see I'm hovering right over it. Underneath that are 27th Group Army, and you can see it is attached to Ninth War Area. And then we also have 29th Group Army, which is attached to Ninth War Area, and all of these groups, these armies here, are attached to those two group armies, I believe. Let's make sure that's true. We have 27th group. We do have this new Chinese Corps that is part of Third War Area, and we should send that down over to Hengyang. And then we've got this, the 28th Chinese Corps, which doesn't have a very big ab, that's part of 10th Group Army. That is also part of Third War Area. So I said Third War Area is here, Ninth War Area is here, but these are some of those stragglers, and they've now finally made it into Changsha, and now we've got to, get them over here with their Third War Area. Although the war areas have a radius of 5, I believe. Yeah, a command radius of 5. So anything that's in Third War Area would be getting command here, full, command. So just something to keep in mind. Now, I do remember there was an army or a war area right back over here, I thought. Is he crazy? Potentially. That's a group army. That's the first group army. He's just part of the central, or he reports back to the Central Reserve. 33rd Group Army goes back to Third War Area. So, we've got a supply problem here at Hanyang. These guys are actually part of Third War Area, but they're within his command radius. So I'm just going to leave them there. Uh, they're fine. I mean, they're kind of like a mobile reserve, is the way I'm thinking about them. Grabbing another drink. Hold on. All right, let's get recentered here. Hold on. Got to click on the map. There we go. Okay, so you can see, we've got most of Ninth here, a few elements of the Third War Area that need to get over here to Hanyang or somewhere close, but they're in command. Some other elements of Third War Area are here at Shengte, and then behind this, I've just got some, I have some general stuff. I've got part of 10th Group Army, of which one of those stragglers was part of originally. They were down here in southeastern China. I've got part of First Group Army. Now, First Group Army is all the way back here. They need to link up. We've got a little bit of 20th Group and part of 6th War Area. So it's just a hodgepodge out here of different things that have straggled back or gotten knocked back. You can see a big Japanese army here. I very much doubt he's going to try to attack across the river. Honestly, these things aren't worth as many points as you might suspect that they are. For instance, Changsha seems like it's the most important thing in China on the map. Well, it's not really. It's only worth 60 points to us, 60 points to them, as opposed to Lanchao, for instance, that's worth 300 to Japan. And then if they take that, it's signing, which is also worth 300. So you can see why he's vectored up here to the north. It keeps supply from coming down to the Chinese from the Allies. I mean, that's what it did historically. I'm not sure how much actually flows down this way. In this game. I just don't know that. We can look into it at some point. Hopefully that developer comes back. One of the guys that was original developers on the game, he could probably tell us. Uh, Okay, let's look at I Chang. Well, I Chang, as I said, 6th War Area is here, and all of this is under 6th War Area. We've got 20th Group Army and 26th Group Army. It adds up to over 3,000 in combat value, and that's, the biggest army we've got on the map, certainly. We've got 48,000 infantry, 52,000 second line troops, so 100,000 men there. And, why I Chang? Well, it's one of the potential gateways up onto this plateau, although he's really moved everything, it seems, up here north. But if you leave this naked, he can come up here and he can split China in half, unless you go up and over the plateau. And so this was, kind of the one way you can go from south to north, north to south, now that he's taken all of, this down here, which there's just no way you can stop that. He's also taken Nanyang. I really liked what he did here. He pushed across, went straight to Nanyang, and went north. This is where the points are. Cyan is worth 160, and then the aforementioned 300 300s. That's not bad. You only get 20 for Yunnan, so these are the big ones. Obviously, Chungking is the biggest of them all. 2,400 points, 1,200 points to the Allies. So that's a 3,600 point swing. Well, you better defend that with your life. I Chang, Not worth very much. It's only worth 2 points. That's why he hasn't come here, and that's why we're going to start moving these forces out eventually and playing guerrilla warfare. We're just going to be all over every damn hex that we can be, and try to slow him down from a supply perspective. So that's Sixth Army. I've got just one Chinese corps sitting up here at Patong. If we do look back at Chongqing, you can see the garrison's got 1550 in it, but that's not really what we're using it for. I mean, this is overall China Command. We have the CAF, the Chinese Air Force headquarters here. We've got Third Group Army, Central Reserve. Now, this is the big one, right? So, here's Head China Command, but then this is Central Reserve, and this is where you'll get your reserves into. Good naming conventions, guys. That's where you get your reserves into, and then you move them out. And you can see we've got a lot of them moving out here on the roads. Now, you do have a garrison requirement back here, which is kind of annoying at Nanking, but you should. Now, I've got too much here. What I need to do is probably split this or some other unit to cover that garrison. This garrison, which has like 307, you can see we've got a lot of planes back here at Chengdu. They're training, so all of our planes are either at Chengdu or Kunming, one of the two. And then you've got the gateway onto the plateau, which is Kianko, and out here at Kianko, I have the Lusu War Area. And so Lusu War Area was out here. It got knocked back. A bunch of elements of it did. I've now put the war area here because it can command out to 5, right? So it can command, out in this area, and we're going to take its armies that are underneath the war area, or so we're going to take the war groups, right, and put them out here. They'll still be under that command. At Ankang, here I've just got one corps, but I've got this massive army here, and this is all under first war area. And so now we found another war area. We can start penciling them in. So here is first war area, right? Here is Lusu. Now that it's too bad they don't name it like 15th war area or something, but they call it loot. They just have one of these. There's a couple of them that don't go by the numbering, right? Then you've got Central Reserve here, the overall command here, but I've got Lusu war area there. But here is first war area, as you see that coming back here, and get back clicked on the map. There we go. What do we have here? Well, there's second war area. So now you can see first war area, second war area, trying to scramble back with these guys. Now, originally, I think they had, oh gosh, I don't even know what their assault value was originally. Probably 1,500, almost 2,000. They have been bombed, down to 115 with that many corps, cavalry, and everything else, down to 115 av. That's why I'm just trying to run them out of here and hope that they don't get blocked off. I've also got just a few stragglers that are part of this first war area. Now, we always talk about these groups getting bombed up here by Yan'an. You can see I just split off 13th Group Army with one of its corps and sent it this way. Basically, it was just a sacrifice play, sacrificing a pawn, hoping that he would chase me this way so I could get down the road this way. But he's in hot pursuit here of Second War Area and all of the group armies underneath it, unfortunately. What else do we have up here? Well, this is signing, and you can see we have got the Red Chinese Army. So Mao Zedong is in signing, and we have eighth war area up here. We've got only 4. Now you see all of these counters, you would say, wow, you've got a lot up here. It's only 487. Why is that? Well, we've gotten our butts kicked all the way down this road. We got knocked out of Lan Chao, and now they're trying to regroup themselves, but it's only at a 487. He also has very smartly moved up this road. That's an easy 20 points. That's an easy 20 points. Hami is 60 points. Ouch. Urimchi is 60 points. So you can see how all of that adds up. He's playing a points game, very smart. Then you get up the Wasu, and that's worth another 20. So I mean, you add that all together, and it becomes real points. Lan Chao was worth 300. That was a huge take, and now he's starting to move out of Lan Chao and try to come after us at signing. Okay, that was central how central and northern China are kind of set up at the moment. So when you watch the combat resolutions, you'll see what's going on. You can see I've got uh, armies, group armies moving out here on the roads. I'm going to try to get behind him here. I'm going to try to get behind him at Cyan. I'm just going to spread. I'm going to fan out wherever I can and try to cut off his supply because I don't know any other way to stop him at this point in China. He's got a lot of resources there. We haven't stopped him enough, or slowed him down enough through Java and the Philippines and whatnot, and he's been able to keep quite a bit of focus on China. Sometimes a Japanese player will lose kind of focus on it because he's too busy trying to move in the south, but he's kept a big focus here, and he's really picked up a lot of points that you don't usually see. I don't think I've ever lost, like Hami. I don't believe so anyway. But he's really moved like lightning up the grease lightning up this road. So anyway, when we come back next time, we're going to do the combat resolution that takes us to the end of March. And then when we do the next setup, I'll move down. We'll look very quickly at Sumatra because it's not long for our holding, and Java. Right? We'll look at that. We'll look at some of these bases here, whatever's left in the Philippines. So we'll cover all of, kind of modern day Indonesia and down in this area through Borneo and over here, then into the Philippines, Mindanao, just a few of these bases that we have left. So, anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.